great week. It's chopped up with Thanksgiving, but I'm thankful to facilitate the best community on the net. Euro made a new low, Euro pound did not. That's a feature. There you go. Maybe it's a market tell. I really think that the euro will have to get smashed for us to see new lows in Euro pound. I don't rule it out. Maybe it happens because of the rebound here. Euro's also turning. We got the third drive, something I was talking about last week in the Dixie. I said there was one more push up in Dixie, if you guys recall, to complete a three drive pattern. Here we are. I'm not saying that it's complete right here, but count them. 1, 2, 3. So we could still extend, but the form is right now. So who's in the house on this holiday week? Bed is here. Aliens here. No Hair MRC. Skipper. Malcolm. Khalid. Skipper is a new handle. Welcome, Skip. All captains of our own ship. So there you go, guys. There's the third drive in the Dixie. No reversal yet. Euro's trying. The only thing about the euro is the 1 hour did confirm this low. What's everyone thinking in here? Okay. Yes, I'll be interviewing Raoul in a little over an hour. You live in the Caymans with him? I think Raoul lives on Little Cayman. Hello, Jax. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving, Jax. Malcolm, how are you? I see Decadic in the house, MRC in the house. Sure, a lot of people are just taking the week off into a significant peak in the dollar. Hello, everyone is in the house. What's up, veteran? So far this looks like a failing rally in the end. I thought, so the peak from last week is holding. Can't rule out a third drive, but Canada challenged the highs and took them out. The yen did not. Oh, that's right. You bought that pullback. Congratulations, Alien. I remember you calling that. So Alien trying the Kiwi this week. Stay with what's working. Thank you, Alien. Here's Alien's look on the Kiwi. Oh, it looks similar to what the Aussie did last week. Pulled back to support in blue. Yeah, congrats on that Aussie call. Everyone thank Alien and congratulate him. Thank him for the Kiwi look and congrats on the Aussie turn yesterday. Hi, everybody. How are you? Everyone doing all right? So I'm still trying to be patient for one more push down in gold. Crude has been very wild this morning. Crude's been all over the place. Look at this spike. Giving it back. Still think I'm going to see 1050 or so in the gold, 1052-ish. Waiting for it, waiting for it. Down here. Maybe it happens by Wednesday on the full moon. Zadamski, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hi, Abel. How are you? Okay, so Lara's long kiwi. Hi, Ziggy. Zadamski, welcome to Lar. Everyone welcome Zadamski. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to our community. As you can see, we share. Yes. Well, you had pretty good volatility here. I wouldn't call this calm. This is anything but calm in the crude oil. Nervous trading. Nervous. Everyone doing all right? Who else is here? Did everyone give up on the markets this week? Got a couple of people long. Kiwi. No hair. How are you? MRC, how are you? Malcolm, how's it going? Yeah. Well, it's definitely wild though. Euro pounds holding. Okay. So, Zadamski, the best way to communicate ideas, what we do in here is we share our ideas with screenshots, with charts. A picture speaks 1,000 words. So if you want to share your work, please give us the visuals of what you're looking at. You'll see that's how we collaborate in here. Okay. Yeah, I heard. Hello, Happy. How are you? Everyone doing okay? Yeah, I think I agree. One more high. 34.70. Okay. Thank you, Alien. Nice look on the CAD. Hello, Mo. Nice to meet you. Welcome to our community. This community is not about me, it's about everyone. Feel free to share your ideas, your work, etc. So it blew through this wedge line. So if you want to be safe, you just wait until it's back underneath this wedge line. We still are diverging on the 4-hour and USD CAD. So we caught this. We caught this. There's another one coming. But look at the strength in Canada compared to the yen. But there could be a third drive coming here in the yen as well. There's one. Here was a stop hunt. Maybe we get one more push. Hello, Alexandris. How are you, buddy? So the Swiss is diverging. I said the Swiss had another high in it last week, and that was an accurate forecast on the Swiss. Said both the Swiss and the dollar looked incomplete. So the Swiss really hasn't even taken out the high yet. That's interesting. So we could have one more drive up here in the Swiss for a third drive here on the third. Sometimes on the third drive, you get 3 for the last drive. So watch it up around 102.40 US dollar Swiss. Hello, RG. Welcome to our community. Everyone welcome RG. So that's interesting that the euro made new lows and Swiss has failed to make a new high. That's kind of a little bit of a market tell there. I think it should make a run at 124. Something like this, Happy. Up here. I don't know what's going on here. I sure didn't try and take a snapshot. Okay. Does that help? And maybe up here, Happy? It looks like just a shade under 24 for a third drive. But the Swiss is already doing it. So maybe another 60, 70 pips. Hope that helps. Does that help, Happy boy? Happy Pappy. Welcome. So in these thin holiday weeks, I recommend this. Use less leverage when you trade the market. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage or you might lose your head and your account will be dead. Use less leverage. Use less leverage. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I take a bow. Just in case you guys forgot the tune, thought I'd remind you of it into this Thanksgiving week. Here's the opposite of that. Use more leverage if you want to hit home runs. Use max leverage to see your equity undone. Try and turn 100 into 10K in a week. And I think that you'll understand what you need to seek is reality. Reality. You shouldn't hit home runs. Reality. Reality. You shouldn't try to hit home runs. That's the opposite of use left leverage. The opposite is use max leverage. Everyone like the use max leverage song? Use max leverage if you want. Yeah, it is, Jax. Along with this, it's gonna be a blue, blue, blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. And it's followed up with Blue, Blue Christmas. If you want the album, just give me your email address. 1995 for the CD. So is gold going to give me 1052? You like that one by Elvis? Oh, Mac, use less. Use max leverage when you trade the markets. Try and turn $100 into 10K in a week. You like that? Yeah, I'm going to get my gold target of 1052, which I got from Peter Goodburn. Hello, Forex Pipper. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. So not a lot of ideas out of the community, just Alien. Alien's the only one that gave us a chart today. Any other charts from the peanut gallery? Still looks like a flag to me in Euro USD. We never got to the 105.80. Maybe we're there by Wednesday. And maybe we diverge next time. What kind of low is this in the Euro? What kind of low is that in the Euro, guys? On the 1 hour Euro? Can anyone tell me what kind of low that is? With the RSI down there. Abel? Okay. Are you sad when you lose money? You're happy when you make money and sad when you lose? Hey, Goldie, you missed my new song, Use Max Leverage. It's the opposite of use less leverage. What kind of low do we have here? Alexander, what kind of low is that in the Euro? Okay. What kind of low is that in the Euro? Anyone know? Khalid knows. If Abel was here, he'd know. Malcolm, do you know? John 573, do you know what kind of low this is in the? That's right. It's confirmed. That's right. What does it imply? What's the implication? What's the implication of a confirmed low, Happy and Goldie? What can you usually expect? Anyone know what the implication of the real simple implicator is with confirmed highs and lows? Use max leverage when you trade the market. Try and turn $100 to 10K in a week. Use max leverage when you try to hit home runs and do it in a week. Turn 10K in a week. There you go. There you go. All right. Very good, guys. At least one more. Could be more than that, but at least one more. Very good, guys. Yeah, 1052, I'm thinking, Ali. Yeah. 1052 in the gold, I'm thinking. After that, maybe, yeah. Yeah. Well, to me, it's more of what's happening in the Dixie, which should look a lot like the Euro daily, that we should be in the third drive. So here's the third drive in the Euro. Here's one, two. You know, what's interesting is that the Dixie's making new highs and Euro hasn't yet. Euro pound is not making new lows. That tells me to temper my Euro bearishness. Buy under the 106 handle and buy Euro pound and short the yen and short Canada. Basically, the third and short Swiss because the Swiss isn't even making a new high yet. So the Swiss is showing a little relative weakness in comparison with the Euro because all it did was challenge last week's high, whereas Euro's already taken out the low. So the Swiss is kind of a tell to me as well. Plus, Euro pound did not make a new low with the Euro USD. So that tempers my dollar bullishness. I was talking about a dollar three drive to a top formation in the dollar. Well, here you go. Looks like three to me. Now it's just a matter of how far does it stretch. It's already coming off, but I think it could stretch to par 30, par 50 into Wednesday. Give me a Y if you get it and you see it. Give me a Y if you get it and you see it. This is the DC dollar index. This was drive one. This was drive two. Last week I said there should be one more. Not sure if it's completed, but the form is correct. There's three. There's three. Everyone see the third drive? Give me a Y if you do. You don't have to agree with what the implications are. Just want to confirm that you guys see it. Okay. Alexandris tweeted about it. And also notice that although the euro made a new high, a new low for the move, well, it really didn't take out last week's low yet. You're welcome. So here we go for one more push. Okay. So I think a lot of things set up into Wednesday. Just my best guess. That maybe to complete this takes another couple days. Hi, Doug. Nice to meet you. I want to welcome Doug to our community. Yeah, they're going to raise rates today. Maybe it's going to happen today. Ziggy brought that up last week. Is Ziggy still here? Ziggy talked about that. So who thinks they're going to surprise the market and raise rates today? Anyone? Hi, Zabi. Hi, Pegasus. Everyone doing all right? And maybe they want to get it out of the way before December. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay. All right. Whatever. I don't care what they do. Smart, Ziggy. So we got the stock market opening shade lower. Now steady stock market. Yeah, I know. It is weird. We'll see. It's a good time to do it. The S&Ps are almost at new highs. So let's see. The only people we got charts from today was Alien. Alien's the only one who posted a chart. So that makes you the man. You're the man, Alien. Because you showed charts today. You win the man award. Trade the markets. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage. You'll lose your head, your account. It will be dead. Less leverage. One free. The market stops so you don't. I like it, Goldie. Congrats, Alien. And thank you, Goldie. Nice look, Goldie. I think that's very viable. I think that's viable, Goldie. That's okay. That's okay, Sir Veteran. JD, welcome to Laura. How are you? John 573, what's happening? MRC, how are you? How much, buddy? Sorry, brother. Well, now you have a new one. Use max leverage when you trade the markets. Try and turn $100 to 10K in a week. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Jax. Goldie has the same problem. Ask Goldie how much he had to drink. Anyone have any comments for JD on Aussie? Knew what to do down here, but not here. It's a confirmed high. Probably has more upside. It's held up very well during dollar strength. And since I'm looking for a dollar peak, you would think that would only help. Aussie's done well during a strong dollar phase, so I don't know if it's going to do. It should do better during a weak dollar phase, is my guess. See what Aussie looks like if gold gets down to 1052, because I do correlate the two together, JD. So I still think there's 1052 coming in the gold. So maybe peg an Aussie buy based upon a gold break to that area. Hope that helps. So you think there could be a rate hike today? What about CNBC for the rate hike? You're very welcome. Glad to serve. Okay, everyone, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in 5 minutes. You can continue to text each other and share your work with screenshots. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. Stand by. We're about, 40 minutes or so away from speaking to Raoul Pal at Raoul GMI. So I got some pretty good response on Twitter about Raoul. So people are looking forward to hearing Raoul today. And I am as well. back in 5. Still think there's a magnet in the low 1050s for gold. I'll see everyone in 5. Okay, then I'm back. No. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Rick. That would be kind of a classic thing for the market, the dollar to peak on short term, right? Right now, the discount rate is 0, right? Is the discount rate 0? Yen has no juice. Euro pound. Okay, Ved. Deflation and devaluation. Is that what you're trying to say? How you doing, Ricardo? Hello, Carlos. Long time. How are you, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving, Carlos. Happy Thanksgiving, Pegasus. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. What's everyone thankful for this year? Okay, Alexandros. Let's see. Anyone thankful for anything? Who's ungrateful for something? So Canada came off this line here. It diverged on the 4 hour. Okay, Alien, see you, buddy. Here comes a pound out of the hole. Maybe the dollar will reverse today. 0.75. Thank you, Zig. How can the discount rate be 0.75 and rates be at zero? I don't know. Nice to meet you, Zadam. Okay, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, nothing happening there yet. That's a good one. We're thankful for having you. Thankful for having all you guys. Alien, Happy, Carlos, Ziggy, Peg, Vedran. Thankful for the Use Less Leverage song. No, you're not. Not if you have to drink it away, buddy. Yeah, yeah. Crude has been wild. It's wild, man. Wild. I'm waiting for the gold buy. I'm waiting for the gold. Cyclone, welcome to LAR. You have good company. Alien and Jax are along with you. Everyone welcome Cyclone to LAR. So that means you must be from Asia because you don't call them cyclones are like typhoons. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Malcolm. So we have Thanksgiving here Thursday, and LAR will be closed on Friday. I'm going to take a long weekend. So I'll be with you through Wednesday this week. Taking a long weekend. Friday is an abbreviated session here in the U.S. This feels like an abbreviated session. Thank you, Ziggy. This looks like the Swiss. Whoops. Do that. There's Goldie's look. 101.80. Yeah. Getting close. Nice divergence here. I'd like to see one more high. It'll stay under 70. Okay, you see that, Goldie? This was still above 70. I want to see a new high and the RSI stay under 70. You get that? Thank you, Goldie. You get that, Goldie? I'd like to see one more high and the RSI stay under 70. That's what I mean. They get free money. You get that, Goldie? Use max leverage when you trade the markets. Turn $100 into 10K in a week. Use max leverage so you can get rich real fast, but it won't last if you use max leverage. Use max leverage when you try and get rich, but you might get blown out and you'll say, what a bitch. Use max leverage if you want to blow up your account, because max leverage, it won't matter what the amount, it will be gone when you use max leverage, when you use max leverage. That's my use max leverage song, the polar opposite of less leverage. Everyone doing okay? We're about 20 minutes away from Raoul Pal. Stick around for Raoul, former hedge fund manager. Believe he's in the Cayman Islands, living the dream. Here comes the euro out of the hole. Pound two. Watch the daily candle close. 450, 580 up here. Nice look on that, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Nice looking CAD. The end doesn't have it. I didn't hear it. So euro's coming out of the hole. That's surprising me. Yes, I am. Every day. Manic depressions. You use less leverage today? Smart. So it's looking like that may have been it. Let's see what you got, Cyclone. Not recommended for anyone, Aiden. So Cyclone looks like he bought the pound here. Nice shot, Cyclone. Try and send us screenshots without your position size, okay? Everyone congratulate Cyclone on getting long the pound near the low. Nice work, Cyclone. We just want to eliminate your account size and stuff. Your position size. Thank you, Cyclone. Congrats. Stand by for Raoul in about 15 minutes. Thanks for sharing. Everyone doing all right? Zabi, how are you? Forex Pipper, how are you? Everyone doing okay? Going to break at 5. You mean from work? Okay. Everyone stand by for Raoul Pal at Raoul GMI. I believe that's what I wrote down. Okay. Our existing home sales were weak. Existing home sales came in weak. Okay. Crude trying to recover again. Gold still looks comatose. Everyone doing okay? Stand by for our guest at Raoul GMI is his Twitter handle. Everyone hanging in there with me today? Thanks for hanging out with me on a slow Monday. Dow's turned a little lower. Everyone okay? Stocks are a little bit lower now. Still think the euro's headed down one more time. Could set up that divergence at 5.5. We're just a few minutes away from our guest arriving. Stand by for Raoul. Everyone doing okay? Remember, it's okay to do nothing. Yeah. Still think we're going to Goldie's target. That will print under 106. We'll see. But everyone doing all right? Still looks like a bear flag to me. Looks like euro pound is going to flush one more time. Trader Dante will be right. So we could get 69.60 again. Pretty strong reading in Canada up here. A little bit too much mo for me. Still think the yen's got to push up one more time. Doing okay. So Raoul Pal should be with us in a matter of minutes. Hang in there. MSM. Hi, Chi-Town. How are you? Long time. What's MSM?
Hello? Hello?
So, Chi-Town, you got some snow this weekend, huh?
Hello?
Hello, Raoul. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you. Can you refresh my memory, Raoul? Have we done this before? You and
Yeah, we
I, have we
have.
talked?
Yeah, we did. I can't remember how long ago. 6 months, 9 months, something like that.
How's the market's been treating you in the meantime?
Yeah, all good actually. I mean, I've been, the dollar story's been a big one for me. Equities are a bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
Equities have been a
big
bit
story for
complicated.
emerging markets too, isn't it?
Yeah. So, the commodity emerging market dollar thing has been something I've been on mainly. So that's played out reasonably well.
So, from here, do you expect acceleration? I actually think that we're due for some type of corrective move in the dollar. Um, I have some technical patterns that are implying that that could happen. How do you see the structure here going into the December rate hike? And there's some type of meeting today with the Fed where they're going to be talking about the discount rate. Do you have can you shed some light on what you think that is?
No, I've heard about it, but you see how I approach these things, particularly with currency trends, is I try to go for a longer term. I try and look at it longer term, so I try not to trade all the nuances within the trend. So for
Okay.
me, yeah, there might be a pullback, but I've been on this trend for 3 years now. So I'll look to reduce into some of the bigger pullbacks, which I don't think is coming yet. There might be something around the Fed. Then I think everybody just looks and thinks, well, I need to get back in, even if the Fed do nothing. So everyone closes out their long dollar trade, and then you're stuck with the Fed with a tightening bias, and you don't have a position. So everyone puts the position back on again. So things tend to get a little bit overdone in January. So I kind of expect, even if we have a pullback, the dollar keeps going. I think it breaks one this year, or certainly into January.
You mean parity in the euro?
Yeah, exactly.
You have any downside objectives in the euro?
Yeah, 75 cents has been my long-term objective since
Wow.
2011. So, I mean,
Okay, so is that going to create a problem for, besides EM, developed markets having this type of dollar strength where you could have
well,
a 75
it's
cent
already
euro?
it is already creating a huge problem, and the commodity markets are this. Global
Right.
trade falling significantly. That's based on this. Then with
Yeah.
the $9.5 trillion carry trade, that's got trouble to come all over the place. So yeah, I think it's a big deal, and very few people understand it because people get too caught up in the minutiae of the dollar moves. Is it overpositioned? Blah blah blah, without realizing how big a deal this really is.
Well, for example, U.S. domestic equity markets have been doing pretty well with a strong dollar. It's created dollar inflows that people are still parking in stocks, maybe not as much so in bonds. So the type of move you're looking for in the dollar, to me, looks like it could cut both ways. That everyone wants to be in the dollar, so it drives up stocks to
Yes, what generally
unusually high levels, or it ends up being the catalyst for a stock market correction.
Well, usually what happens is, as we've been seeing, the US market outperforms as it should do. Then, if you start getting to the situation where emerging markets have the full clearing event and with very thin liquidity, then that's going to bring the US stock market down with it. But as a rule of thumb, the US stock market will outperform over time.
Okay, so bull market in the dollar, bull market in equities, U.S. and
I'm not a big bull in equities. Maybe it lasts a little bit longer. Maybe it lasts into Jan, Feb. But I'm not a bull because, generally speaking, if the economy weakens and the ISM crosses 50, then you end up with something like a 65% chance of a 20% correction in the equity market, or a full-blown recession, in which case you get an 85% chance of a larger correction in equities. So I kind of keep out of the way of equities for the time being.
any temptation to perhaps begin to probe the long side of a beaten up commodity complex? What I've noticed, Raoul, in the gold is that although gold, the bullion, is making new lows, shares are not confirming. That's the first time I've seen that in a long time. I was schooled that the shares turn before the underlying commodity.
Yeah, and I think that gold story is to come in 2016, as I think the US economy is going to be weaker than people expect, based on a number of factors. But once that's the case and the Fed starts switching towards away from the tightening bias towards an easing bias, then I think you step back and look at every single central bank basically in the world is easing policy, and in which case gold is going to do well. So
okay,
I'm
so
kind of
then
looking for that.
yeah, so then if Yellen tightens in December and caves into political pressures from the right here in the U.S., you're expecting the potential of a trichet where the Fed reverses course sometime next year. And
Absolutely.
so we go from a one, not one and done, but one in reverse.
The yield curve's telling you that absolutely clearly.
Yeah, we still have that flattening yield curve.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, why don't you tell me a little bit what you do now from the little Cayman Islands besides trading your account? What a beautiful place you live in. I've never been there. I've seen pictures of it. Maybe we could switch gears about talking about why people go to places like that, especially since governments are becoming more restrictive about financial freedoms, etc. Was that something that you foresaw when you moved there? I don't think you were born there, but you went there, correct?
That's right. I mean, I'm originally from England, and then I lived in Spain for 10 years, and I saw the full end of the bull market in Spain and the collapse of the property market, the collapse of the banking system, and saw the increase in wealth taxes and the problems that are there to come in the future, because the finances still don't add up, and the probability of something bad happening in the next recession, next global recession, is high. And also seeing around the world the clamping down that governments have had on individuals and individual freedom has made the Cayman Islands a very attractive place indeed. I mean, particularly if you're for US citizens, it's a little bit difficult, but for a European, it's a tax-free environment for starters. Of course, there is taxes on import duties and stuff, but it's also a very kind of libertarian place in terms of how you can set up businesses, what you can do. Living in Little Cayman, I mean, I have one policeman and no government officials, and the place functions with zero crime. And
well, then you could make yourself president of Little Cayman.
Exactly right. I'm looking for sultan. I think that's a better term. But yeah, okay. But the Cayman Islands is very good for that. I've set up two businesses within something called the Special Economic Zone here, the CEC. And that makes it very light touch in terms of bureaucracy and paperwork to set up businesses, to hire people, bring them onto Ireland, and all those kind of things. So it is a really good place to live and work.
You ought to consider approaching that guy Dale Pinkert to come down to the Caymans and work with you.
Yeah,
you're actually living a dream and something that I've been considering for a while. But it takes a lot of courage to pull up your roots and let go of having the ability to see your family 15, 20 minutes away, and doing it for the financial freedom. And everyone here in the U.S. feels that, look, we only have 4 Forex firms that we could trade with here in the U.S. And there's a new law that's going to be passed, I believe, this week, that if you owe $50,000 in back taxes and there's been a lien against you, they could cancel your passport. So, I see the writing on the wall. I think a lot of Americans do, that, as if things get worse, that the more draconian that we get, and a lot of it's under the guise of keeping us safe from terrorism. So, how were you able to let go of moving away from home and
I've
going to a strange place?
I've always been a traveller, so travelling doesn't bother me. I mean, I was in Miami this weekend. Miami is an hour's flight away. New York's 3 hours flight. There's flights every day to London, so I can get back. My parents live in Spain now, or I've got friends in London, so I can be anywhere tomorrow. So that doesn't bother me. Anywhere in the world, I can be tomorrow. And if I want to get to the US, I can be there, within a few hours.
Unless,
So
Raoul, unless, just like what's my major takeaway from what happened in Paris was it was a tragedy, but I never realized how quickly a national border could be closed.
well, we've seen it.
So,
We've seen it.
what did you think about that when you heard about, these types of emergency measures being used and closing borders and
Well, we'd seen this. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I decided to leave Spain in the end. Is I saw this. People started changing the Schengen agreements back in when Europe almost went under back in 2012, and they changed the Schengen agreements for terrorism. But again, really, what it was to do in the instance where they had to close the banking system, they needed to close borders. So these things are being run in parallel. One is to curtail financial risks and stop movement of people, but also for the terrorism thing. And that Schengen agreement was the beauty of Europe, that you could travel and live everywhere. So I was a British citizen, I could go and live in Spain. But that whole process makes it complicated because suddenly if something does happen, you can't get out of the country you're in. And, that's feeling more like Argentina than it is, the great European dream.
Yeah, and every time, I don't know if you're following the U.S. political season, but every time I hear Donald Trump talking about building a wall, and it's going to be a great wall, the thought that comes to my head is not as much to keep people out as to keep us in working like cattle.
I don't disagree. There is something very concerning that is going on in the world, and I don't really like it. And the worst thing about it is a slow process that people don't realize, and that that is concerning to me. I don't like it, and that's the Cayman Islands is. We're not involved in the geopolitics. We're not involved in all the issues in the outside world, so you can just get on and live your life, and that's actually pretty refreshing because you don't really want to be involved in all of this.
But don't they import everything that they need in the Caymans? I mean, food supplies, everything that you really need there doesn't come from there.
Exactly. I mean, look, there is no great answer. A lot of people move to New Zealand or places like that. That's too far away for me. There is no great answer, and we're not talking about the apocalypse. You're just talking about a place that allows you to live and work in your own way without restrictive freedoms.
So these two businesses that you started there, Raoul, are they market related? I've been to your website, and it looks to me like you have a newsletter. Am I correct?
Yeah, I write something called the Global Macro Investor, which I've been writing for 12 years now. It's a kind of elite research publication for kind of economics and investment strategy, basically for global macro investors, and that's for the world's largest hedge funds, central banks, sovereign wealth funds, large family offices. It's a very expensive and restricted research service. So I write monthly. It's about 70 to 90 pages every month. In my views in the world, and that's based basically on my entire career. I ran hedge fund sales at Goldman in equities and equity derivatives. Got to know many of the world's greatest, hedge fund managers. Then I managed a global macro fund myself for several years for one of the world's largest hedge fund groups, and then opted out of the rat race and moved to Spain and started writing. So that's the main.
Who are your mentors that you learned from in the hedge fund industry that you consider to be exceptional traders, and they taught you market structure, etc.?
Yeah, there's different people for different things. So I used to know Paul Tudor Jones pretty well. I used to speak to him every day.
Okay.
He's
my idol.
Yeah, he's a great trader and a very nice bloke as well. And he's a great trader. He looks at things in a different way.
He says this, doesn't he, Raoul? Did he ever say this to you? All the big money is made at the turns.
Yeah, I mean, he was very much into turns. The other thing, the stroke of genius that he had for me, the thing that really made me understand how different people trade is you need your idea horizon to match your trade horizon. And the people who do that do well. So if you're trading a 3-week view, only think about the next 3 weeks. Don't care about, you know, a 10-year dollar bull market, for example. You just care about the next 3 weeks. And I realized that in running money, that my time horizon tends to be 6 months to 2 years. So what I can't do is have trades that reflect that in a 2-week basis or a 2-month basis. And once you realize that, it kind of frees you up.
That's a pearl. So you've trained people as well. You've trained people as well. What were the most important lessons that you taught people that you trained? You know, the most obvious answer is risk management. Pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with. Go ahead.
I do things a bit differently. What I did, again, because, you know, I also learned from, you know, Lewis Bacon. I learned from Nick Roditi, the guy who used to work for Soros, was incredible, and Stan Druckenmiller, all of these guys. And what I realized is there is no one fit answer to everything. So how I approach this, and I did a TV series for the BBC called $1 Million Traders, where we trained ordinary people to become hedge fund managers. And a friend of mine, another ex-Goldman guy, put up $1 million and gave these guys money to run, and I ran a training for that. And the real thing that people need to learn is to research their own ideas, do your own homework, and calculate your own probabilities in your head. Because following other people's ideas is not the way to make money. Having your own convictions and developing your own ideas is the real way to making money. Then for me, and again, it's for different people, I love the blend of, I start with a chart, I always start with a chart, and then I'll go to fundamental analysis and try and backfill the story to have a better understanding. And people need to have a structure, a structure and a framework to understand their investment idea, why they're in the trade, what they're trying to get out of it. And the very key thing, the question you need to always ask yourself is, do I need to do this trade? Because people have a tendency to want to trade anything that moves. And I always ask them, right, what do you know about this trade? Is this your highest conviction? Should you actually be doing this trade? Just because you think something's going to move doesn't mean you need to trade it.
Okay, so actually, I used to feel that way, and I would trade in a. The only reason I wanted to know what other people were doing was so I could fade them. Yeah. But I've learned, okay, Raoul, that if you're in a community with what I'm doing right now, with like-minded traders, and say I have an idea where I have confluence and I have conviction about the idea, and then I see other people who I respect show their work that's a completely different methodology than what I use, pointing towards the same thing, that's actually added conviction for me that someone whose work I respect is pointing towards the same outcome.
I totally agree. I mean, I love to float ideas around and talk to people about them.
Intelligence gathering, right?
Yeah, that's right. Look, you know, we do get groupthink bias. It does happen. It happens to all of us. And that's fine. You just need to keep your radar up for it and say, look, you know, am I creating or am I part of groupthink here? Is this the right time to be in that groupthink? Because sometimes groupthink is very powerful when you're in the momentum, but when you're near turning points, it gets a little bit complex. So yes, I like to do that. I like to share ideas. I'm certainly not the contrarian who has to say I'll go against everybody. All I say is I like to have independent thoughts. So if you show me an idea, Dale, and I like it, then I can say, okay, let me think about this myself, add some more nuance to that, maybe approach it at a different angle. If it all stacks up, then I'll say, yeah, you know, that's a great idea. I'm going to get involved in that.
Well, I gave you one. I gave you one today, and you gave me one. Your targets. You're not the first guy I heard talk about a 75-cent euro, and I'm saying pay attention to the gold miners, especially the juniors, as gold continues to make new lows, because they shall turn before the gold turns. Yeah, and they may have already done so.
So I mean, that's a perfect example. So I've come at the gold thing looking for a technical bottom. I use DMARC and various other things to look for that. I've been looking at this. I've got my framework, which is, I think, when the Fed ease and the other central banks are easing, then gold will do well. So you've now added to my framework by saying, by the way, look at the miners. And that's how good trade ideas are built, by bolting on bits and pieces that add to the overall framework of it.
Well, I enjoyed collaborating with you today, Raoul. What's your most precious currency?
That's a complicated question. Right now, it's the dollar. Over the
Okay.
longer term, it's gold and Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I'm very heavily involved in that as well.
Oh, yeah, I'd like, I know I need to learn about that. My most precious currency is time
Fine,
because
that's true.
money comes and goes and time is gone forever. Thank you today, Raoul Paul, for spending some of your most precious currency with us today. The best way for people to follow you, your Twitter handle is at Raoul GMI, and your website address for the newsletter or just keeping in touch with you. What would be the best way for our listeners to do that?
So there's two things worth doing. Is you can go to my website, which is globalmacroinvestor.com. But the other thing I urge people to do is I've created the world's best and first video on demand platform for finance called Real Vision Television, which is
Excellent.
realvisiontv.com. We've got some of the
Now I
world's
remember
great
you.
Yeah, we've got some of the world's greatest investors and market thinkers, in-depth interviews, and that's a place to really learn some great stuff. And it's cheap as chips for what you get
Yeah,
for it.
what let's say for example I wanted to hear what Paul Tudor Jones was thinking if you have him, what would it cost me to view a video like that?
You get about 250 videos a year from some of the world's most amazing people for $400.
Okay, so 40 pips in the euro
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
year. I I think of everything in pips, Raul.
Good
It was
stuff.
great. It was very nice talking to you today, Raul. I hope that pips rain down on you and all your clients during this holiday season, and perhaps we'll get back together again in 2016 to talk about the euro under par.
Great. Thanks, Dale.
All
Have a great day.
right, Raul. Good
Cheers.
hunting, buddy, and happy holidays to you and yours.
And to you. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, that was Raoul Pal. At Raoul GMI is his Twitter handle, and at globalmacro.com is his website. Did everyone enjoy this interview? So we went in a few different directions here on this interview, but there's a dollar bull, Real Vision TV. So Skipper knows about him. I enjoyed that interview. How about you guys? You enjoy it? Crude is spiking again. Gold isn't. We're grateful for you too. So, did everyone enjoy Raul? Looks like he's living the dream in a very small island in the Caymans. Maybe he'll hire me one day. Everyone doing all right? So, I've heard that 75 target before in the euro. I've heard it before. That's not the first time. Anyone else ever hear that number bandied about? A 75-cent euro? That's not the first time I've heard that target. Okay, there's a testimonial from Skipper. There's a testimonial from Skipper. Name a few of the good ideas you got from that $400, Skip. You want to share a few good ideas you got? And I'll be right back. Addenda, give me 5. I'll be right back. Everyone doing okay? I'm back. Okay. Armstrong has 80. Okay. Yeah, 110's the line in the sand. Rusty's come into the room. My trading assistant, Rusty Pinker, is here with me. $125. Yeah. Thank you, Skip. So I think if we bottom here, that the euro rallies back to 110. That's what Goldie's looking for. So why that happens all the time. Euro pound still holding. There goes the flag. So as you can see, we could bottom in here in the next few days. This next low should diverge above 30. Everyone see that? So I actually think we rally back towards 110 when we get this euro low here. 109, 110. This year, Chi-Town, or next year? And panic relating to what? Equities? It's getting a little late in November. There's been no panic. So we're going to have a panic into Christmas, huh? You are talking 2016, right, Shy? Correcto? Correcto Mundo? Now, for this year. Okay. Oh, in the euro. Okay. Let's see a second. Oops, I need to do that. I would have rather seen it take this high out, but I think we're close. I think it's a nice idea. I'm not sure if it's perfect, but I think it's a nice idea. Thank you, Cyclone. Nice look, Cyclone. Oh, no D's 2016. I'm not sure what you're saying. It starts now, but it goes into 2016. The panic, and it's a panic cycle in the euro. Panic in the euro. Okay. Everyone doing all right? I think the Aussie yen may end up being a short then up here. Looking for 89.5 or so in Aussie yen. Up here. And this is the breakdown. This is where the Aussie yen broke down. It took a long time for it to get back here. So we're right back at this breakdown in Aussie yen. We could go 91.30. Okay, Ved. I'll be here early for the GDP tomorrow. We have US GDP tomorrow. I'll be here, I believe, an hour earlier, 45 minutes earlier. You're welcome, Sir Veteran. Thank you, Shai. Yeah, he's talking about the same thing about the border shutting down. Thank you. Thank you, Chi Town. Martin Armstrong's one of the greater minds out there. Don't ignore him. Okay, Sir Veteran. Hi, JD. How are you? Zabi, how's it going? Still looking for 1030 gold, Chi-Town? I moved it up to 1050. I'm thinking here. How's everyone doing? Euro pound trying to hold. Pound giving it back. Euro giving it back. Looks like we should diverge in the next few days. That's a great point. 850, 950 now? Okay. $880 was the 1980 high. 61.8 backs 880. Crude's bouncing. Gold isn't. Why does it keep doing that to me? Cad's acting heavy. You got me today, guys. Yeah, that right. I'm thinking 1052, maybe. Thank you, Chi-Town. Okay. Chi-Town's looking to get long Kiwi. I don't know where to put it. $55. Okay. That's way down there. Thank you, Chi-Town. Okay, everyone, here's my wrap up. So as I was saying late last week, I expected a new high in the dollar to get us a third drive. The form is there. I still don't believe that we've reached the levels. I'm looking for par 33 to par 55. We could be there tomorrow or Wednesday. And then I am looking for a dollar correction back to the downside. Potential buy candidates would be in the gold down around 1052. Also, the euro under the 106 handle. I think there could be something decent setting up counter trend there, especially if we stay above 30 on this next break. Say we break another 70 pips and stay above 30. Talked about early in the session, we had a confirmed low, which implied another low to come. So that's the way I see things. And I'll be here early with Valeria, Mauricio, possibly Yohei for the GDP. I want to thank everyone for their contributions. Let's take a look at Savi's look going into the end of the day. Savi, I believe, has a long working, and the NASDAQ. He was bullish last week. I remember him saying that to me. He showed, I believe it was the S&Ps last week. So Zavi long the NASDAQ now, with it pushing up, probably attempting new highs here. Take out these highs. Thank you, Zavi. I want to thank everyone individually. Hope you enjoyed my new song, Use Max Leverage. Thank you, Zavi. So I want to thank everyone individually for hanging out with me on a kind of quiet Monday. I want to thank Goldie for his looks. Thank you, Adinda, Zavi, Chi-Town. Nice to see you. If I don't see any of you guys the rest of the week, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Khalid, Alien, Cyclone. Nice to meet you. MRC, nice to meet you. Happy. Thanks for dropping by again today. Veteran, John, JD, Malcolm, Jax, Ricardo, RG, Doug. Rest of you guys have a great day. The rest of the day, I'll be here early for the GDP. Maybe we have some things to fade tomorrow. Good hunting. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll see everyone tomorrow morning for the GDP with Val. Adios, everyone.